Today's spotlight is on Mykal-Michelle Harris, the star of Mixedish, Raven Symone, and the upcoming feature film Cheaper by the Dozen. Welcome to the show, Mykal-Michelle.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us. I tell you, we've been waiting for your energy.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So, Mykal, I've been a huge fan of yours since the super sassy character Santa Monica on the hit show Mixedish. And you've been in the public eye for a little while now. But can you tell us anything you could think of that our audience out there would not be able to Google about you?
See, that's a very tough question. But after every take of filming, I always am sketching. Always.
Ooh,
Always
sketching.
drawing.
Oh.
For each new show that I have a new sketchbook. It's so much fun.
Good.
And my dad, I think he told me he took art class in college, right? And
Mhm.
so I am learning from him too. You know, he's more of a silly drawer, so he teaches me to draw like the silly stuff. But yeah.
I love it. All right, so that's cool. But so Lizzie, you have known Mykal for a long time now, before she became a huge star, the huge star that she is. So what has it been
Well, I
like
think
watching this
saying
young lady blossom?
I think saying known is going a bit far. I met her when she was 3 years old.
3.
At 3 years old at a tennis tournament at the US Open in 2015. And that was after her mom. Look at I mean, she looks the same. I look a little bit different. But her mom, I got to know her because her mom posted this video of her. I was a tennis editor at Sports Illustrated at the time. Serena was going on this run to try to win four Grand Slam tournaments in 1 year. And so Mykal-Michelle did this video telling the world that she is like Serena Williams.
Well, let's see it.
Got it,
What'd
Nia?
you say?
I was like Serena Williams.
How?
Because I just shoot it and it goes way up in the air, bam. I was like Serena Williams.
How else were you like Serena Williams? What did she do? What were you playing?
We were playing tennis, and I just shoot it up in the air, and like Daddy was like so cool. He was like, huh? He goes, you just shoot it up in the air. Did you like see that? I was like, no. So he like said, this is the last one. So I just shoot it way up in the air. And I was like Serena Williams.
Serena Williams.
What do you like Serena Williams?
Daddy. I was like Serena Williams.
Oh my God.
So do you
So
remember that?
Mykal-Michelle,
Do you remember that,
do you
Mykal-Michelle?
remember making that video?
Only a little bit. Like I remember seeing it a ton of
Ton of
times.
times, I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
Like I barely remember ever filming it. Like all I remember is my dad gave me a
That's crazy.
magazine with Miss Serena Williams' face on it and said, "Hold this up while you're saying the thing."
And so was it from there that you decided, like, how did you decide you wanted to become an actor?
Well, I always like to say I didn't find acting. Acting found me because after that video, there were just calls and calls coming in from different talk shows, different TV shows, and all that kind of stuff. And 12 million hits later, here we are.
12 million.
Here we are. Well, we're happy to have you. So up until
Thank
this
you so
point, like right now, Neo mentioned that you were on Mixedish, right? So your premiere for Raven's Home was yesterday, and then you're going to be in Cheaper by the
I
Dozen.
watched
I
it.
believe that premieres next week. And so up
Yes.
until this point, what's been your favorite character
Great
to
question.
play?
Ooh. You know, I'd have to say a mix of all of them. I can't just choose one. I have to say a mix of
Okay.
all of them because, I love the sass that Santa Monica brings.
Mhm.
And I don't know if a lot of people have seen it yet, but Raven's Home, Alice is she's more of like the smart type. She's the genius who always has a solution for something, right?
Mhm.
And I can't say just a lot about Luna yet, but you'll
Okay.
see her.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I watched some of the trailers for you. You are really, and I can tell there's a really big difference between the characters. I mean, and that takes some acting skill because, you know, the
Yeah.
sassiness of Santa Monica, I'm telling you, that was one of the best
Oh,
things
my mom
about the
would
show.
never let that at home.
I
Oh
bet,
no.
I bet not. But that was really what drew me to Mixedish was your character. That sassiness that you brought out of
Thank
that
you.
character, it drew me to that show. And you know, so
Thank you.
what was it like being on the Mixedish cast? Was it a family atmosphere? What was it like?
Um, well, it was my first series regular, and that was, first of all, so exciting.
Mhm.
And then, I was like a pinch nervous, right? But I'm like, what do I have to be nervous about? Like, this is gonna be so much fun. And so I got there, and of course, it was way more fun than I expected. I gathered a family. Um, we knew all the cast, all the crew. It was just so much fun. Definitely a family atmosphere. The best.
Wow.
And it was one of the best shows to work on for a first series regular.
Yeah.
Oh,
Robbie?
awesome. Well, first off, congratulations on your multiple successes. I have become a very fast
you.
fan of your work, and your
Thank
on-screen
you so
presence
much.
is very believable. You are a gifted young actor, so hats off. I
Thank
was
you so much.
wondering, could you tell me what an average workday looks like for you?
Great
Um,
question.
well, an average day at work, um, we get there, we get to set, and we usually get there a pinch early, so we run over the script. And then
What
after that,
time? What time
what
are you
time?
getting
Time's
there?
early.
How early?
Ah, it usually depends. But sometimes 5, 6. I don't. Sometimes 5, 6
So it
in the
varies.
morning. But
That's pretty early.
Wow.
we get there, run over the script, and then after that, depending if it's a shooting day or just a rehearsal day. If it were a shooting day, which means filming, of course. If it were a shooting day, then basically we would get dressed, go through the works, hair, makeup, and then we would head to school. After school, we would probably start filming, and then after that, go back to school for a period of time while they change scenes and they do the other scenes that I'm not in,
Mhm.
and then we go back to set. And after that's all. It's just a mix between set and school and set and school, and then my day is basically over.
Wow.
But
So
if
when
it
you
were
say
a rehearsal
school,
day,
are you attending school at the studio?
yes, I actually have a
Okay.
studio teacher, so he teaches me
Okay.
on the lot. Yeah.
Wonderful.
But a rehearsal day, that would be I wouldn't get dressed or go through the works or anything like that because we're not filming. So it would probably I would go to school and then there would be rehearsal and then just like shooting and school, it would be just a mix between shooting and school for the rest of the day.
Wow.
I mean, shooting, rehearsing.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ellen?
So many details.
Yeah. So you and I are the closest in age, clearly. And
What are you talking about? I'm like 20. I'm like 15. I'm 16
I
years
know,
old.
yeah, you guys are, yeah, we're all peers. No. Um, when I was your age or a little bit younger, That's a Raven was my favorite show. I think that Raven Symone is a brilliant comedic actress. I think she's just a hilarious woman. And every performance that she gave was so believable, like Rob was saying about yours. So what is it like working with someone like her?
Well, she is incredible. And before I
Hmm.
even booked the role, um, Raven's Home was my favorite show too. And, like I've streamed the
Yeah.
entire series. I'm not joking.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
Raven's Home was my favorite show as well. And when I booked the role, I was so excited, and I was so excited to
Hmm.
meet Auntie Ray, as I call her.
Auntie
Yeah.
Um,
Ray, I love it. All
Yeah.
and so,
right.
Oh my God.
Does she call you?
and
Does she call
so
you Mimi?
she does
Okay.
actually, yes.
Mm,
They call
Oh my
me
God.
memesters, Mimi, Eminem, all sorts of things.
Eminem. Oh, I like him.
but
Eminem's funny.
It's so
Okay.
cute.
when I met her, she gave me all these tips, tricks. She told me like little secrets that you need to know to carry on your career.
Hmm.
And she
Yeah.
is just so much fun. She's always offering advice, and she always wants you
Hmm.
to do better in whatever you're pursuing. She's so much fun, and she's hilarious. Like I've watched her
Yeah.
jump off of a couch and fall off of a couch like 20 times now.
Yeah, she yeah, she does a lot of physical comedy.
Physical
I was looking
comedy.
at that
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I actually watched your
She's
episode,
a
and
goof.
I'm telling you, you're a really great actress. But I watched your episode; it was a
Thank
good
you.
episode. It was funny to
Thank you.
watch. So I don't want to.
Do
I
you
don't know
think
if
you're hilarious? Do you think you're
Um,
hilarious?
well, when I see myself on TV, it's a little mix of like that was funny, and I could have tweaked that just a little bit.
Ah,
Makes
so
me
you
a
do
little bit
critique
upset
yourself.
with that.
It's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do critique yourself. So you have another
I
amazing
would.
project on Disney, the movie Cheaper by the Dozen, and that's with Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff, and that streams this Friday, March 18th, right? That
Mhm.
releases.
This coming
Yeah.
Friday. Yep.
So what was it like working with Gabrielle Union? What was it like on set over there? Because there were a lot of kids involved there too. A lot of people your age.
Lots of kids, lots and lots of kids. But it was very fun working with all those kids because usually I'm the youngest, but for a change, I was like the second youngest. I wasn't the youngest.
You're the second
Um,
youngest.
Other than that, I was, always hanging out with the kids that I work with, so that was very fun. And to have like 9 other kids on set, that's so much fun.
Wow.
But it was amazing working with Mommy Gab, as I call her, and
Mommy Gab.
Oh, so cute.
she seeing how she has fought through so much during her career, it was very empowering to meet her. And one day I came up to her and I said, it's so empowering getting to work with you because you have persevered through all these obstacles within your career. And so it was just incredible working with her.
Wow. Wow. Liz, you had something.
And
So I wanted to ask you.
Daddy
Oh, go
Zach
ahead.
too.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And Daddy
Daddy,
Zach
she's talking about
too.
Daddy Zach. You call him Daddy Zach.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's the funny guy. He has a
Yeah.
lot of voices. A lot of voices. He can change his voice a lot.
Mhm.
And we would always say, do it again. And he would change his voice to like this random voice. It was so funny. He's amazing to work with as well. He's a
That's
family guy.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Liz.
Did you watch the first Cheaper by the Dozen before
I
you took
have.
over the role?
I have 1 and 2. Not the like 19 something one, because I'm 10. I don't really interest in that stuff. But I have watched the remake.
Man,
The Steve Martin one.
Lot of
That's the one that I grew up with.
a lot of ageism in this show. A lot of ageism in this show.
Yeah. I finally
So,
have a
I wanted to
peer
ask-
here.
I wanted to ask you about your downtime right during the pandemic. Because I remember your mom posted a couple of, actually, they were funny videos. Your mom posted a couple of videos of you during the pandemic where you were kind of like bouncing off the wall. Like production had stopped on a lot of sets, right? And so you weren't going, on the set, you weren't really working. You were at home, during the time. And so you were dancing, you were jumping off the couch, you were singing. But how was that for you when the shutdown happened? Like, what did you do? What was a day like for you
Well-
when, Yeah.
Well, during the pandemic, I'm just seeing now, as I think a lot of people are, but I'm just seeing now what I could have done with my time in the pandemic. Like, I could have.
You sound like the rest of us.
I don't know. Like, I'm just seeing now what I could have done with my time, and I was singing and dancing and jumping off walls. We were actually in Disney World the day that it all shut down. But we didn't really know what was going on. And so we just kept going as usual, riding rides and roller coasters. And then my mom has a girlfriend who is a doctor, right?
Mhm.
And so she's like, they're not telling you everything that's going on. You have to get home now, right? And so
Okay.
we cut
Wow.
our trip short and immediately flew home. And a couple of days
Wow.
after that, everything went down. Everything shut
Oh,
down.
wow.
With my time in the pandemic, I now know about 80% of the commercial jingles on TV.
Yeah.
So you watched a lot of
I have
TV too.
memorized about all of them. So now every time one comes on, I'm always singing it. And it gets stuck in my head a lot.
We've got some comments online. So a lot of a lot of people saying Jacqueline Robinson says you're adorable. Um,
You.
and then let's see, Melanie Rochelle James says, "Is there anyone you look forward to working with in the future? Any dream actor that you want to work with?"
Ooh. Okay, well, she's not an actress, but I would love to work with her. Miss Serena Williams. She's my idol, and I've never
Of
actually
course.
got to meet her before.
You still
Like
haven't
there
gotten
were
to
like
meet her?
many,
I'm
many times.
surprised.
I still haven't met her. There were many, many times where it was arranged, but I've never met her yet.
Oh, wow.
And so it would be incredible to work with her.
Lizzie, you have to work that
Yeah,
out.
well, so unfortunately, the one time when I met Mykal-Michelle when we were at that U.S. Open match, right? Serena lost. Like it was set up so Mykal-Michelle could meet her after the match, and then she lost. Athletes aren't too nice. They're not in a good mood when they lose, right? And it was a surprise loss. She lost to an unranked player, and so yeah, that's what happened there. So I've always wondered too, whether or not you met her, had an opportunity to meet her. I do think I recall she sent you a message, like she did some. I don't know if it was TikTok wasn't around back then, so it must have been on Twitter or something. But she did see the video that you made of her with the magazine, letting the world know that you were Serena Williams. But yeah, we got to see what we can do to make that happen because she's in LA. Like she has a house in LA, she has a house in Florida. We got to see what we can do to make that happen. Got to see what we can do to make that happen. In
Another
terms of though
And
people you want to work with or future roles, very quickly, future roles. I'm curious because you're doing like a lot of comedy, right? Would you ever do a scary
yes,
movie?
you
Really?
know,
And what part would you want to do?
um,
Would you be
I would want to do a sci-fi
okay?
because I'm not a big sci-fi fan, like a huge sci-fi fan, but I would want to do that because I am not only in front of the camera, but I love working behind the camera too. So
Okay.
I would love to see the camera angles, green screens, all that kind of stuff, and how they like make people like walk on ceilings and stuff. It's amazing.
Wow, excellent.
Cool.
All right, another question from this is from Olivia. She asks, "Do you have any time for pet sports or anything just extra fun other than just working and acting?"
I do have time, but what I love doing in my downtime is working. Like during the pandemic, that's why I was going crazy because I didn't have anyone to see and I didn't have anyone to work with. Um, but me and my brother loves doing behind the camera stuff as well. So me and my brother are always making these cute little shorts. And we block out like where everyone needs to go. Like for a long time, I was into stop motion, and I do stop
Nice.
motion videos and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh,
my downtime fun is working.
oh wow, interesting. So basically, you enjoy what you do. So it's not even work to you anymore, right?
It's not at all.
All right,
At all.
Ellen.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, since you spend so much time around other actors and your school is on set, are most of your friends in the industry, or do you still have friends that are outside of the whole acting world?
Well, the thing is, I moved here from New Jersey. So
Right.
most of my family is still back in New Jersey, and I usually
Mhm.
talk with them. A lot of times, I don't have like a big chunk of time in downtime. And so basically, I usually talk with my family and but yes, I do have some industry friends. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Bobby.
All right, we've been very focused on your career as an entertainer, and I would like for you to maybe tell us a little bit more about the give back.
Give back. Well,
Yeah.
me and my mom always say it's not about the fame or the fortune or anything like that. It's about the give back. And so we love to give back to the homeless and shelters and all that kind of stuff, charities, everything like that. I actually saved up about $200 to buy toothpaste, toothbrushes, sanitizer,
Oh wow.
socks, all that kind of stuff, and I'm putting them in these big Ziploc bags. There's one more thing that I haven't gotten yet, but I do have almost everything, and then every time we see someone who's on the streets, we're going to give them a little goodie bag of things.
Oh, that is so
That's
And
nice.
beautiful.
That's sweet.
and I love to inspire kids who or adults even who want to be in the spot that I'm in right now.
Wow. All right. So, Lizzie, did you have one last question?
Just one last question, and this goes back to your Jersey days. So, Jersey had a very tough summer, a tough winter, a lot of snow. Do you remember snow?
Oh, I love snow. I
Ah,
love snow.
kindred
Um,
spirits, kindred spirits.
Yes.
absolutely. Believe it or not, I used to eat snow.
I think all of us did.
mean,
I think all
who
of us
doesn't?
did.
it's the
Who
best.
doesn't?
It's kind of like shaved ice, but like more like soft, kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, I love snow. I was always making snow angels and that kind of stuff. My parents, like, if we wanted to snowboard, we would either have to cut a big chunk of cardboard off a box or ask for one of my friends' snowboards. Because my parents never thought we needed a snowboard. That was just a waste of money, right? So we would always get creative with our snowboards.
Wow.
And you should have seen me in my snow gear. I was like, wait, like I got this puffy jacket on, like over top of my night clothes and stuff. It was crazy.
You'd
I'm
be
sure
so
your mom has a
comfortable in
video.
Canada.
Kim, post the video.
Yeah.
Kim, post the video. Post the video.
All right. One last online question that I have. This is again from Olivia. She asks, outside of, I'm sorry, no, she asks, yeah, outside of acting, what would you want to be when you grow up? Or is acting your thing? Do you want to be a doctor, lawyer, president,
Or an artist. Or
Um,
an artist.
artist?
Mm-hmm.
right. I would want to be a producer,
Hmm.
director. I want to be a camera operator. That all that kind of stuff is really fun to me. And I would love to have a say in things for what shows for like green lighting shows and stuff like that. Like I call them the green lighters. I would want to be a green lighter. So I would
Wow.
produce, direct, and all that kind of stuff.
So basically, you want to stay in the acting, producing, film. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Absolutely.
All right. So we are unfortunately running out of time. Are there any final thoughts, any shout outs, anything you'd like to say to our audience?
Well, I just want to say always go for your dreams, no matter how tough it might be, no matter how big they might be. Always reach for your dreams and shoot for the stars. Because one day you will always get there, no matter what. One day.
That's awesome. All right. So remember, you
Thank you
can,
for having
we loved having you. Remember, you can catch Mykal-Michelle
We,
on
we have
season
one more thing,
5.
Leo.
What's that?
We missed something
Oh,
from
yeah.
a week ago, didn't we?
We heard that you had a birthday, that you just turned 10 years old. Yes. We love birthdays here, so happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Michael. All right. And remember, you can catch Mykal-Michelle on season 5 of Raven's Home with new episodes airing Fridays on the Disney Channel and also in the reboot of Cheaper by the Dozen streaming this Friday,
Yeah.
March 18th on Disney Plus. So exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mykal-Michelle. We appreciate having you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Wish you the
much.
best of luck. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.